Hello, fam. Welcome once again to Niger Newsmonger, a channel dedicated to bringing you tidbits from around the world. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's time for our 10-minute update, starting with the election of Nigerian-born Kemi Badenoch as the new leader of the UK Conservative Party. I don't know whether to congratulate Nigerians because most of us don't seem to have a good opinion of her, as she has been perceived as being too critical of Nigeria. In an interview with Mail Online, the 44-year-old politician criticized Nigeria, saying she didn't want Britain to become like the place she in quote ran away from. Imagine using us to score cheap points. Femi Fani-Kayode even came out to blast her, saying a very stupid little girl and notoriously self-righteous bitch barks. Ever considered staying in the place you in quote ran away from and trying to fix it? You're worse than Auntie Jemima, the female version of Uncle Tom. By all means, try your luck at being elected leader of the British Conservative Party, but leave my country out of your pretty yet stinking mouth, the former minister fumed. My own take on this matter is that if the Conservatives get back in power, Kemi should not be in a hurry to unpack her luggage at 10 Downing because the tenants there don't stay too long. Short stay ló bá dé, Airbnb ni o. I mean, Liz Truss was there for just 7 weeks. But Sisi Kemi, tó o bá lè sáré wálé, a lè wẹ orí fún ẹ so that you can stay long if you move in. Otherwise, if you are planning to move there without fortification, well, just carry your hand luggage to 10 Downing because that's all you're gonna need. For now, congratulations to Sisi Kemi. Next is the arraignment of 67 minors in a court in Abuja for alleged treason and destruction of public property during the End Bad Governance protest. This is a deplorable situation, and the Nigerian government needs to do better and release those minors ASAP. Some of them collapsed in court, and the police said it was staged to portray them in bad light, as if they need anybody to portray them in bad light when they're already doing a fantastic job of that themselves. Honestly, this appears to be the darkest moment in our country's history. And to me, those boys are heroes to have come out boldly to protest. Because the rest of us adults are just protesting in our bedrooms, far away from danger. The best the police PRO Muiwa Adejobi could contribute was to say, once you are more than 7 years old, you can be charged to court. Haba. Uncle Muiwa, how you go talk this kind thing? You fall hand big time. You fall leg. Ọrùn gan tó bá lè fall lówó fall ẹ̀. I wonder if Adejobi is aware that Nigeria ratified the Convention on the Rights of the Child on March 21st of 1991. This convention articulates the rights of every person under the age of 18 and identifies duty bearers responsible for the realization of these rights. Article 6 requires parties to recognize that every child has the inherent right to life. Article 13 requires parties to give the child the right to freedom of expression. According to UNICEF, that treaty has become the most widely ratified human rights treaty in history and has helped transform children's lives around the world. So is Nigeria not part of that world? I think it's time to call on UNICEF in Nigeria to do their job because otherwise I'm beginning to see the United Nations bodies as toothless bulldogs. Moving on to our next story from South Africa, a South African group, Progressive Forces, has launched a petition to stop Chidimma Adetshina from competing in the Miss Universe 2024 pageant following her arrival in Mexico on Wednesday to represent Nigeria at the pageant. Remember, the South Africa Department of Home Affairs (DHA) said she would be prosecuted along with her mother for fraud and identity theft following an initial allegation and investigation. Following that initial allegation, Chidimma withdrew from the pageant and accepted an invitation to join the Miss Universe Nigeria pageant, which she won. In the wake of the development, Progressive forces of South Africa petitioned the organizers of the Miss Universe pageant to prevent Chidimma from participating in the competition, arguing that her involvement could jeopardize the integrity of the Miss Universe brand. The petition has recorded over 1,000 signatures in 24 hours. Wow. In quote, they say, "We're greatly concerned about Chidimma Adetshina, Miss Universe Nigeria, whose mother has been found guilty of committing identity fraud. On the 29th of October, Home Affairs cancelled Chidimma Adetshina and her mother's identities by court order. We're writing on behalf of everyone who stands for justice to plead with Miss Universe to cancel her entry," the group wrote in its petition. These South Africans, they no get joy rara. And I wonder why they hate us so much. I am not supporting fraud, don't get me wrong. But, they allege somebody committed identity fraud in their country and the person or persons have left. Now, assuming they hadn't left and stayed back to be prosecuted, they will cost you taxpayers' money for the prosecution and whatever else comes next. Now they have voluntarily left and saved you all that time and money. And this is not a crime that would warrant extradition, as far as I know. So shouldn't you now concentrate on more productive causes? Or even if you want to continue pressing the fraud charges, should you stop the person or persons from living their lives at least until you're able to bring them to justice? Meanwhile, are they not even presumed innocent until proven guilty? So many questions there. More questions than answers, in fact. News out of Nigeria brings a shocking photo of Kaduna doctor Ganiat Mupola and her nephew after 10 months in bandits' captivity. Popola, a registrar in the Department of Ophthalmology at the National Eye Center, Kaduna State, was abducted alongside her husband, Nuruddin Popola, who is a squadron leader, and her nephew, Folaranmi Abdul Mugni, on December 27th of 2023. After several negotiations with the kidnappers, her husband was released on March 8th of this year. But the doctor and her nephew were not released. Niger Newsmonger gathered that they were finally released on Wednesday, October 30th of this year. On a lighter note, Niger Newsmonger took a cruise on Entertainment Boulevard today and saw a photo of Tiwa Savage. Ọ̀rọ̀ sì jẹ́ leléyìí fam. Up to you for comments, because we at Niger Newsmonger are not enemies of progress. Maybe Tiwa is, just showing off her tattoo. We also cited Portable in Canada with his new accent.
Performing in London, Ontario tonight. No get money, no come. Normal. You say, man, do
confirm video. No get money, no come.
Say you do video with me, you can't snap picture with me. Or your Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, gbogbo. You are blocked. Yes. Gbogbo Telegram. All Telegram, they'll be looking for me and you.
With this new accent, we hope Portable is still planning to come back to Nigeria because we have no duplicate of him. I'm sure even VDM will miss him. On a last note, news reaching us also indicates Bobrisky is out on bail following his arrest off a KLM flight by the EFCC. According to news reports, the EFCC spokesperson, Dele Uhiwale, confirmed Bobrisky's release on Saturday but declined further comments. However, Niger Newsmonger gathered that the cross-dresser denied bribing the EFCC in his confessional statements made at the Commission's headquarters. The cross-dresser challenged the person who posted the voice note to defend it. He denied everything about releasing money to any official as bribe to drop the money laundering charges against him. He said nobody requested money from him at the EFCC and he didn't give anyone anything. Well, fam, we've come to the end of our update today. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you in our next podcast. And until then, I say Anjima, Aigafu, O Dabo.